So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to cover today includes a new update on Wolverine PlayStation 5, a new update on Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5, a big PlayStation 5 title just got leaked online, and play PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 on PlayStation 5 looks to be getting an overhaul. First, yes or no, are you pre-ordering Spider-Man 2 today or not? Pre-orders go live today for anyone who doesn't know. I'm pre-ordering for sure today, but that's just me. What about you guys? So comment below. Yes or no, if you're pre-ordering Spider-Man 2 today or not, let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, a big PlayStation 5 title has leaked online. Don't worry, we will not be covering spoilers here, it's just the news. Reading from Push Square, Final Fantasy 16 is still a week away from its release at the time of writing this article, but some physical copies of the game appear to have gone public ahead of launch. Reports started spreading across social media earlier today as covered by VGC, and we can confirm that the leaked images seem legitimate. So I wanted to put this out there as a notice to give people a heads up before the game's launch. I know a lot of you, like myself, are looking forward to playing Final Fantasy 16 and do not want to be spoiled when it comes to the story. It just sucks we have to go through this for big titles that release. I honestly don't get what enjoyment people get from ruining a gaming experience for everyone else when they get to experience it firsthand themselves. What's the point of doing that? You got it early, cool, play it and enjoy it, and then wait for launch like everyone else. Regardless, if you're waiting for Final Fantasy 16, like myself, it might be time to mute some words on Twitter, because you know they'll start popping up there soon enough. Now, diving into the second story of the video, a new update on Wolverine PlayStation 5. So to give you a bit of a timeline on Wolverine, the team over at Insomniac Games working on Miles Morales released their game in late 2020. Sometime around then or early 2021, the team started working on their next project, Wolverine. There's also the potential that they started work on Wolverine in the later development time period of Spider-Man Miles Morales when most of the work was complete, but let's stick to late 2020, early 2021 when they started work on Wolverine. They announced that they're working on the game in late 2021 with the PlayStation Showcase, as we all know. Since then, we've heard reports that the game is targeting a late 2024 release window, but has the potential to slip into 2025. Beyond that, reports have suggested that the game is a more linear, semi-open world title. This sounds similar to what God of War Ragnarok is. If you enjoyed that setup with different realms to go through, Wolverine might be the same. I'm all for that. I didn't think this game would be Wolverine running through a city like Spider-Man. The game also will have a mature rating, and apparently there's a potential of a cameo in Spider-Man 2, which of course is exciting. We haven't heard anything since that report, but it's probably been more than 2 years since the team's been working on this game. Recently, we've gotten a new update from Nick Folman. He was a writer on Spider-Man 2. He posted this recently on Twitter. Me this week because I've wrapped up my work on Spider-Man 2 and I'm now writing on Wolverine. In the video, he has linked to this tweet. It's I assume is his kid running around with excitement, not just some random kid. I assume it's his kid. But yeah, now he's writing on Wolverine. This had people worried because it made it seem like development was way behind. But a game doesn't have one writer, from my understanding. I assume he's being added to write other parts of the game, things like that, to speed up the game's development. It's exciting news to hear anything about this game because a mature Wolverine title with a God of War-like world sounds great to me personally. But you guys let me know if you're interested in Wolverine or not. Let me know down in the comments below.
In fact, I don't remember much of anything.
Now, diving into the third story of the video, a new update on Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5. So this one is a quick story. Spider-Man 2 recently got information, as we know, about the map size of the game. They mentioned that the game will include Brooklyn and Queens, in addition to Manhattan, which was the PlayStation 4 games section of New York. Well, now, thanks to the pre-order information for Spider-Man 2, again, pre-orders are live today, by the way, it reveals that Spider-Man 2 will also include Coney Island. So Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Coney Island. It does state on the pre-order information and more, but I assume they mean Manhattan since it's not listed on that list, but who knows? There could be more than the four I mentioned, but yeah, Coney Island is a part of Spider-Man 2. And now diving into the final story of the video, play PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4 on PlayStation 5 Overhaul. So Sony recently revealed the June PlayStation Plus Extra Premium games. To celebrate 1 year, they added 27 games to the service. Beyond that, they also announced that PlayStation 5 Games streaming will be coming to the service at some point. They're in the early stages right now. This is something we've actually been waiting for a while. A while back, I spoke about Sony needing to upgrade the PlayStation Now streaming servers for PlayStation 5. Once those PlayStation 5 server blades come in, they'll start to phase out PlayStation 4 server blades because, of course, the PlayStation 5 can do what the PlayStation 4 could do as well. This is the same strategy that Xbox has. Xbox currently has, from my understanding, Xbox Series X server blades, and that can play Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the original Xbox. So when you're streaming Spider-Man on the PlayStation side, when you're streaming Spider-Man Miles Morales, for example, you won't be given the PlayStation 4 version, you'll be given the PlayStation 5 version with this new upgrade. In theory, PlayStation 4 titles will also be given a boost in performance on the streaming service now that they should be running on PlayStation 5 server blades as well. Similar to how locally you're playing a PlayStation 4 game on PlayStation 5, you get a boost in performance. This in theory should be the case when PlayStation 5 server blades start coming in and start going live. Those PlayStation 1 and PlayStation Portable Classics that we have right now, those will also be PlayStation 5 versions of those games that get streamed instead of PlayStation 4, which again is currently the case right now. When you're trying to stream one of those games, you always get the PlayStation 4 version. Now, what about PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3? So PlayStation 2 Classics exist right now, and those don't have PlayStation 5 versions, so I assume it'll be the same as is right now. Those won't really change. As for PlayStation 3, this is the interesting one. The theory back then was that Sony would need to emulate PlayStation 3 so it runs on PlayStation 5, and they can just have PlayStation 5 server blades across the board. No more maintaining PlayStation 3 server blades as they are right now. Now, we've heard rumors from Jeff Grubb and Moore's Law is Dead that Sony is working on a PlayStation 3 emulator, but it's rough. Last thing we heard on this emulator was more than a year ago, and that was from Jeff Grubb. One thing I also wanted to add was that when I was testing PlayStation 3 streaming yesterday, looking into the story, I also noticed that PlayStation 3 games have defaulted to 1080p streaming on PlayStation 5. Last I checked, the 1080p option was grayed out for PlayStation 3 games. They were stuck on 720p. You couldn't select 1080p. That's what I remember. Now, looking into this, I wonder if it's a bug, because when you switch between resolutions on PlayStation 4 games, for example, it requires a restart of the streaming session. But for PlayStation 3 games, it just lets you switch between 720p and 1080p and nothing really happens. I checked this morning again to see if this has been reverted, but it's still there. If Sony could emulate PlayStation 3 games on PlayStation 5, I would assume performance boosts would also come. Bumping a game to 1080p from 720p sounds in line with that. Obviously, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I just wanted to note that the 1080p PlayStation 3 resolution option on PlayStation 5 is no longer grayed out for some reason. I'm really curious to see more details on this PlayStation 5 streaming update and what this does for the PlayStation 3 specifically, if anything. But you guys let me know if you think Sony is getting close to PS3 emulation or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. And subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is the body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "The weekend is here." The weekend's here. I'm excited to relax, play some games, get ready for Final Fantasy 16 next week. So gotta finish whatever I'm playing right now and get ready for that game next week. If you're excited for the weekend, destroy the comment section with "The weekend is here," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.